Good evening, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Coyote Ugly. Welcome to an evening with Allie Katch and Ben. This is Jay, my podcast partner. We are delighted to have you here tonight for an evening with a very special guest who we'll bring on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Allie Katch. We got a
I'm here! Wow. Mic cute, huh?
Hi,
Is this my mic?
that's your mic.
Hi, y'all. I don't think it's on.
You take it out.
There's a button on the side. There you go.
Just before we get started, very quickly, if anyone would like any refreshments this evening, you just put your hands up. It is full table service, and someone will come over and take a picture of you. Obviously,
Wow.
maybe not all at once. We'd like to
Taking a selfie then.
Allie here tonight.
A little bit.
You can talk a little bit about sort of
Wow.
wrestling. I'm going to ask her some cool, fun questions as well, and then we'll have some Q&A at the end, so you guys can ask any questions you would like to as well at the same time. Allie, how's it going? How's Liverpool? How's the UK? How are you doing?
Liverpool's great. I mean, half the time I don't know where I am. I'm really bad at directions, so I'm at the mercy of everybody else. But I went to OMG again last night, so that was great. I love OMG. And Coyote Ugly.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Obviously.
I'll hand you over to Jay. Jay's got a couple of questions, and I'm also just keep it nice and casual and informal, and just let you really talk about anything and everything, basically.
How we doing, Coyote Ugly? It's the biggest pop I'm ever gonna get. Let's start with a really basic bitch question.
Period.
What made you
Period.
decide to want to become a wrestler?
So, very easy. I mean, I watched it as a kid. I grew up in like the Attitude Era, and I liked it. Kind of fell off. Then in college, I started watching it again, and then it just so happened a friend of a friend, they went to a training school. They were also training in new wrestling. I said, that's wild, that's crazy. Let me know more. And so I was on academic probation, actually. I was being a bad student, and so I was off for the semester. And I went in, I don't know if you guys have tax refunds. Do y'all do that? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I had just gotten a tax refund, and I said, this is cool. And I put down 2 down payments on wrestling school immediately. It was like, I'm in. This is it. And I never went back to school. Sorry, Mom.
So it was kind of like your favorites when you were starting to watch?
I mean, I'm in a tag team now, but I really liked tag team wrestling for some reason. It's like I would watch it with my best friend Chelsea at the time, and so we loved Lita and the Hardy. I'm pretty sure like we both were like in love with Lita and didn't know it. So we were like, yeah, Jeff. Meanwhile, we're like, yeah, Lita. Please God. So we love the Hardy Boys, and I love the Dudley Boys too.
Cool. And they're all, like, either won a tag team title, like, literally this week as well, so,
Yes.
yeah, it's cool that they're still going. So what was your sort of time frame from when you sort of decided wrestling was, like, something you wanted to explore to when you sort of got in the ring and had your first match, and sort of how did that all sort of come about?
So, I started in March of that year, and then it's funny. There was another girl at the school, and she had been training for like 3 months before me, and they were like, "Guys, we got 2 girls. We got to start pouring them out and having some matches." So literally 3 months into training, I had my first match. And we're not going to say that I was great or that I was ready to have my first match, but I had my first match because they were like, we got 2 girls now, put them in a feud, put them in matches, we got to sell tickets at the school. Please God. And so yeah, 3 months in is when I had my first match, and I would have like at least a match a month because the school would run a show every month.
So it was like a real baptism of fire. It was just like, yeah.
Literally, like her finisher at the time, they were like, yeah, your finisher is going to be a superplex. So a month into training, I was like learning how to take a superplex and just be chunked off the top rope. I'm afraid of heights. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, Allison, but you need to learn how to do this. That's our finisher, and you're going to be wrestling her a lot. And I was like, yeah, okay, I love it here.
So do you think, looking back, that sort of feet-first approach has sort of informed the sort of, because you wrestle every style going, you do, like even, like we'll get to it later, but tomorrow you're doing a deathmatch tournament and a technical showpiece in the day as well. You're doing everything, even in one day. Do you reckon that's sort of been baked into you from the way you started out in training and things like that?
I think it was definitely beneficial because I think you learn a lot more that you can't learn in training when you're in a match and when you're on the road. However, this would have been cooler like 20 years ago when there wouldn't have been footage of these matches, because now there's literally a digital footprint of anything I've ever done, and so every first match, bad match, training match, it's recorded and it's online somewhere, and it's so cringy to look at, but also it's cool to look back and stuff and be like, oh good, I got better. Oh good, they threw me in way too soon, but it forces you to like get better, hear how bad you are really quickly, grow really thick skin really fast, which you really need in wrestling.
Yeah, I'm guessing obviously with social media being a thing these days, that's something that comes with the territory.
Yes, people are very, very mean in wrestling, as wrestlers, as fans, as not fans. So to be able to humble yourself and see things and get used to like critique and bad stuff as soon as you can, like it makes the whole process easier.
Talking about the earlier days of your career, can we talk a bit about Allie Katch? Is that
Sure.
So how did that come about?
So my trainer, his name's George Zeliza, and he's very like old school. He like came up with people like Piper. He would always like talk about him and tell stories about him. And so his whole thing at the school was, everybody needs to have a gimmick. You guys can't go and do things unless you have a gimmick. You need to have this, you need to do that. So everybody at the school, so we had like the dude who had red hair, he was an Irishman. We had a terrorist gimmick, like we had a cowboy, we had all this shit. And so for me, my name's Allison, and legally, like he cannot drive because he's like sort of blind. So it was fate, honestly. When I started the school, I found out he lived 2 streets away from me. So people would take shifts, taking him to the school and taking him back home after training, and people would have to like go out of the way, they'd have to get off the highway, blah, blah, blah. And once I found out how close he lived, I said, guys, don't worry, I'll take him every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from now on. So I got really close to him really fast, and so like a month in, he's the only person that ever called me Allie in my life. Everyone called me Allison. He goes, Allie, girl, I got an idea. What about Allie Katch? And I said, And it's like, I've never really been in a situation, like, you're my trainer, I respect you, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do, I trust you, you obviously know way more about wrestling than I do, and I said, let's do it! Sure, and I like being goofy, I like cats, that seems easy. And then a week later, he came up to me and he goes, Allie girl, I've been thinking, listen, if you don't like Allie Katch, I got another idea. And I said, oh fuck, what is it? Great. He goes, what about Allie Kazam?
At that point, you just like, this should be the cat ears right now.
And I said, you know what, George? I'm going to stick with Allie Katch. I'm going to stick with Allie Katch. Thank you. Let's see what Allie Katch does, okay? And then immediately I went full, he didn't tell me what to do with it, how to be it. I just was like, I'm just going to literally act like a cat in the ring. Fuck it. And I did it.
So how long was that your thing for?
So I started in 2015 and I stopped being Allie Katch, 2021?
Oh, wow.
So so and literally around the same time, I started training March 2015 and I became Allie Katch in April of 2021.
Yeah. So another basic bitch question now. What challenges do you face as a professional wrestler?
I mean, I am a woman, so there's those challenges that are obvious where it's the pool of women is smaller, so it's like you have to be really good and you have to be really diverse to stand out and to get all the bookings and to carve a spot on the card when there's like a million dudes. Sometimes, you go somewhere and there's nowhere for you to change comfortably or say, things like that, which I'm used to at this point. I don't care. And I usually work on shows with people I know, so I'm like, yeah, dude, it's fine. You see my butt, it's cool, I don't care anymore. Other challenges, it's like, I don't see my family. I moved away from Texas a few years ago to pursue wrestling more. Like I felt like I was like kind of in like a black hole. Like I was running in a circle in Texas, and so I was like, let me leave. So I never get to see my family anymore. That sucks. I don't get to really do anything on the weekends. That sucks. I don't really have a lot of friends outside of wrestling. I would love to know normal people again. But here I am. But I love my friends in wrestling. But people are always like, oh, like your dating life, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, guess how people date? They fucking go out on the weekends. What do I do on the fucking weekends? I get dropped on my head. So that's not happening anytime soon, is it?
So when you obviously you said about one of the challenges as a woman is obviously having the pool of women to choose from. You obviously wrestle a lot of gender matches as well. Is that something you do out of necessity, or is that because it's something you feel quite strongly about? Do you like the idea of sort of not having like gender divisions in wrestling? Do you think?
I think it's both. It definitely is out of necessity sometimes because like at the school there was only 2 girls. So it's like there's only so many times we could wrestle each other, and if I'm literally training with these guys, why can't I also wrestle them? So it's like there's a lot of like mixed tags or like scrambles at the school, etc. So like out of necessity, yes, I need to get my reps in, I need to wrestle people. But also because there is less women, like it does suck that I don't get to wrestle as many. But I like wrestling anybody. Like I don't just. First and foremost, I do love women's wrestling, and I put it on my back, and I love representing it, and I love fighting for spots for women and fighting for any and all women to have their shine, have their spotlight, have stories and promos and everything. I want the world for us. But at the same time, I will literally wrestle and fight whoever, because at the end of the day, wrestling is an art to me. And I like making art, and I like the challenges of art, and I like creating stories. Like when I was in school, I was writing. I was like writing stories. So like any chance I get to write a different or a new story, it's enjoyable to me no matter who it's with.
Yeah.
Basic bitch.
It's my turn. So you just spoke about intergender wrestling. Let's talk about deathmatch wrestling. Little pop there. Tomorrow you're entering the DOA tournament.
Yes.
What kind of different approach do you take entering a deathmatch than you would a normal match?
So, really, to be honest, I do not take a different approach when it comes to deathmatch wrestling. Because, again, to me, wrestling is wrestling, and it's all art, and it's all the same sort of fight. Just with deathmatch wrestling, there's more shit in the ring. For me, that's all deathmatch wrestling is to me, is just there's more physical obstacles to overcome. But at the end of the day, I'm still trying to pin somebody. I'm still trying to win this match. Just now, instead of maybe taking like a suplex, I'm going through a fucking pane of glass. And like, that sucks, but you know, we're resilient. You will be surprised how much shit a human can go through emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. So for me, the only thing I do to prepare for any match is I just study my opponent so that I know what I'm getting into or what I can do to fuck them up, what are they good at, what are they bad at. And so like certain people, you're like, oh, they love using skewers. Let me make sure I fucking smack those out of their fucking hand when we get in the ring together so they don't skewer me. You know, things like that.
So over the last couple of years in TNT and in GCW, there's been a lot more women getting involved in deathmatch wrestling. Has that been something that's been really fun to be a part of? Has that been something you're particularly proud of helping push forward?
I'm not going to take credit for that, but I am constantly annoying and pestering Brett consistently, like, hey, book this girl. Hey, why don't you do this? Hey, like last year, I had the first women's match in history at spring break. Like there have been women on the shows. However, there's never been just a women's match. Me versus Mickie James, first women's match at spring break. And I'm so excited now that that's finally been a thing, and that's going to open the door, hopefully, for more women's matches, just more women in general on spring break, more women, period. GCW this weekend is running like a double show weekend at AC, and AC's like our big like mania weekend essentially. And there's Rena versus Casey Kirk, a death match that's happening. You know, we've got on Sunday, which I will be there. I'm literally doing DOA and then getting on a plane and doing a cage match on Sunday in America. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me? I don't know. I love wrestling. Wow. Right? Also, I'm a time traveler, apparently. But there's like an awesome 6-women match on Sunday. Like I'm very excited to see more women in GCW and more women in deathmatch wrestling, because again, everyone has different stories that they can tell with their backgrounds and their bodies and their interests, and we need to see more of that. You can't just see big handsome guy versus big handsome guy all the time. It's like, I'm more hot and jacked than you. No, I'm more muscly and jacked than you. I don't give a fuck. What else can you say and do?
Hey, we're best friends.
Yeah, hey, brother. Like, come on, fuck off.
The women's division, especially in GCW at the moment, is absolutely stacked. With just some of the best talent from around the world. You've got like Sawyer Red, Master Slamovich,
Billy Starks.
Yeah, Billy Starks, Mackie popping over every now and then.
Yes.
Gang affiliated Mackie
Mackie's over all the time. Like, and you know what? And she brings everyone she wrestles candy. Right? That's the sweetest thing. She brought me these like strawberry flavored Kit Kats. I went, oh my god, I'll forgive you for the light tube now. Exactly. See?
Oh, fantastic. So yeah, I'll pass back to Jay.
I'm just looking at my notes, and Tate Mayfair's going to pop for this. I've got 2 Cold Scorpio.
Oh my god. Okay, so then let me tell the story. Let me put this beer down. I feel like Eddie might have touched on this in one of his podcasts. So, GCW, we had a weekend. It was going to be St. Louis to Evansville, Indiana, and then the Backyard Show. And I was on all of them. And I was originally supposed to wrestle Dan the Dad. What a turn of events that was. And he had to drop off. So now it's me versus 2 Cold Scorpio, which I had wrestled him before. Me and Acme versus 2 Cold Scorpio and Ricky Morton in a tag match. So like, I've already been in the ring with him, you know, it's fine, it's cool, whatever. I know, that match alone is ridiculous. So we have a singles match now, and it's great, and it's going fine, and I love it, and I am scared. You know, this is a legend I'm in the ring with, and he does a lot of wild things, etc., etc. And I don't know if y'all have seen the match or seen the finish of it, but he comes off with a tumbleweed, and completely his heel just lands on my mouth. Just you see it. Somebody pulled the video up last night actually, and I watched it. It was great. Oh, they are cool. Thank you so much. So I was knocked out. I do not remember this match, but I am told that this match was good. I hope y'all also feel the same. And I remember bits and pieces, and one of the bits I remember is I immediately, like, whatever, the match ends, I lean over and then just see red, and there's just like blood just like coming out of my mouth. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. I like wipe it on my arm. I'm like, what? He like gets thrown a towel, and he's like trying to clean me up, and people are like, oh fuck, what's going on? People are chanting my name, and I want them to know that I'm okay, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay, what is going on? And he goes, put your hand down. Let me put your hand up for you. And I went, what the fuck, can I just get out of here, dude? Like, can we get me the fuck out of this ring? And he puts my hand up, and I'm just like, oh no, I don't feel good, dude, I'm scared, what the fuck's going on? And we go to the back, And there's somebody there that helps with like, Glory Pro shows. So none of the GCW people know who he is, but I know who he is. And he's like, Allie, I'll take you to the hospital. And then that's when I start to like freak out a little bit because I'm like, what just happened? Where am I? Why am I bleeding? Except like I'm asking the same fucking questions over and over again. And then he's like, okay, get in my car. And I'm like, okay. And then I've got fucking Mama Chic, Effie, Cole, like 3 other people. They're like, who's this man? Why are you? And he was in a van. Like, he was in like a large van, which is sketchy looking. And they're like, Allison, are you okay? Get out of this guy's van right now. And they're like, who are you? Get her out of your car. And he's like, I'm taking her to the hospital. And they're like, we don't know who you are. Get her. And I start crying because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Please help me. And finally I'm like, guys, I know who he is. Please, like I know. And so then I get back in. He takes me to the hospital. Somebody I won't name, they're like, all right, when you get there, tell them that you were mugged. Because this is, in America, insurance sucks. I know y'all actually get to go to the doctor here. Yeah, fuck off.
Sorry.
We don't. And so he's like, tell them you were mugged, because then maybe they'll give you like an amnesty bill and you won't have to pay for it. And I said, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. So then they're like, finally they get to me and they're like looking at me, I've been like holding my mouth. They're like, so like what happened? And I said, I got kicked in the, like I'm bleeding. And they're like, well, did somebody do this to you? And I like pause and I'm like, well, we need to know so that we can call the police and bring them here so you can file a report. And I went, yeah, no, this was purely consensual. This happened on purpose. No need to call the police because I can't think of a fucking lie. Thank you. And so to save money, in my head I go, I will not need any pain medication. You do not need to put me under. I ended up holding my lip open so that he could stitch me up. I don't know if like, does this help? Does this make this go faster? Can you make this go faster? Then here's my watch. Stitches, I took 3 stitches on the inside, he glued the front, I don't know if you can see it. And then I made it back for the main event, watched the main event. A bunch of fans felt bad, so they bought me drinks, and I was like, yeah. And then we had a free pass to go to the strip club across the street, so I walked across the train tracks, went straight to the strip club. And I got on stage with one of the strippers, it was great. Effie also has footage of that he cannot show.
So on balance,
A good night, or?
I would say pretty okay. I then stayed out all night. I did not go to bed. I got on a 5 a.m. flight to Pittsburgh to wrestle, where everyone was like, you cannot fucking wrestle. And I was like, watch this. And I kind of didn't. And then I was supposed to wrestle Nick Wayne on that Sunday, which I did end up pulling off of. I said, if I'm going to wrestle Nick Wayne, I don't want to worry about like my lip splitting open, so I'm going to pass. So Saturday I didn't get to wrestle Nick Wayne, still waiting for that one. But overall, I mean, I turned a negative into a positive, I think, with the strip club, at least.
I mean, as far as injury stories go, that wasn't like a terrible one. Is that?
And Scorpio loved it, and he's still, every time I see him, he's like, oh my God, baby, how are you? I feel so bad. I'm like, don't worry. Girls like scars, it's cool.
Anytime you see him on, like, if you see him like an old activist on TV, you can just point in the bar and be like, yeah, that's where that guy kicked me right there.
It's finally like, it was like this huge lump for a while, and I was like, this is bad. But now it's finally, the lump's going away. Because I had a scar in my hand where there was a huge lump on it, and I was like, that's not right. And that's gone now, so I was like, my lip will do the same eventually. One day.
So has that been like one of the worst injuries you've had in your career, or just the most memorable?
I feel like, I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had any really bad injuries. So, I mean, when I wrestled Nick Gage, I had to get 11 stitches, and that was my first time. Two Gold Scorpio, I got 3 stitches. One time I broke my pinky. Absolutely no clue how that happened. I was wrestling, and I just remember I like hit my leg, and I went, wow, why did that hurt so bad? That was crazy. And then I got to the back, and my hand was like that, and I was like, man, my hand is not supposed to look like that. That's crazy. And then someone was like, I'll snap it back into place for you. I said, get the fuck away from me. You are not a doctor. You are a wrestler. That also gets dropped on their head. Fuck off. And then I was like, I'm going to sleep on it. And then the next day, my whole pinky was purple. I went, I should go to a doctor. And they did. They were like, your bone split like a wishbone. So if you waited any longer, it's gonna start slipping down and wrap it up.
No, thank you.
Don't show me. But those are the only, again, knock on wood, I'm in a fucking deathmatch tournament tomorrow, so maybe we don't talk about this, but
You'll be fine.
I've had no really bad injuries. Please knock the fuck on wood, I'm in a deathmatch tournament tomorrow, guys, please.
And just to clarify, when you do your wrestling training, they don't teach you like a secret way to go through glass that doesn't hurt or anything like that, no?
No, sadly, you can't really practice that at training. I will admit, though, one of my trainers did have like a hardcore day where he was like, okay, let's do trash cans today, let's do chair shots. Swear to God. Nothing to the head. He didn't do it to the head, but he was like, here's how you hit someone safely with a chair on their back. And here's how you do this. And here's the trash can lid. Make sure the trash can lid's turned this way. And like, here's how you hit someone with a bat and they don't die. Like things like that. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? I just learned a fucking headlock a month ago.
So as a point, like you said, obviously, all the hardcore and deathmatch stuff, you tend to just like learn that on the job, like as you go. Is that like, because I'm guessing you don't get to wrestling school and they're like, right, today we're doing barbed wire.
Yeah, it's like, I never got into wrestling intending to do any of this. I never was like, the end goal is to do light tubes, guys. And I mean, some people do. I've seen people who are like, I want to be a deathmatch wrestler. And that's great, and that's awesome, good for them. I just want to be a wrestler. I do not want to be put into any sort of box. I want to be versatile. I want to be able to fill any role that is necessary by the promoter, by whoever. I want to be able to be like, yeah, I can do that. If somebody like is like, and I'm like, yeah, put me in, coach. So it's just something that kind of happens. You know, some people they like get into feuds and they're like, okay, well by the end of this feud, you know, we're hoping you do a cage match or we're hoping you do a hardcore match and et cetera, et cetera. But I feel like the way wrestling has evolved nowadays, it's become kind of normalized, and so they're like, yeah, like you guys will have one match and then we're gonna do no rope barbed wire. And it's like, excuse me? Like, literally the other day, after you just had a random no rope barbed wire match, bitch, just for shits and giggles, happy birthday, Jimmy boy. Like, what? So, yeah, you just never know what you're getting into sometimes when you're down to do whatever, which we are.
Okay, so this weekend as well as the deathmatch tournament tomorrow, you're also facing Harley Wilson. Liverpool's over Harley Wilson. Probably the only much bigger than you, which is, you know, one thing. How are you preparing for that? Have you watched any of Harley's matches? Have you scouted her? What do you think of it, and sort of how are you going to approach the match, really?
So I am terminally online, unfortunately, and sometimes that's good. But I've seen her come up on my social media. I've seen her before, just like in passing online. I'm like, okay, cool. Like she's got a look, like she looks cool. She looks like a little like fairy. Like okay, I'll say she's amazing. She's got the pink hair. She's gorgeous. So like she'd like pop up every once in a while. And then when I saw that she like was calling me out and wanted to match, I really started to like watch her stuff, study up, and it's insane how young everyone is here and how good they are being so young. Fuck off. But I'm really excited. I love, like I said, I just like to wrestle. I love to wrestle. I love to get in the ring. I love to create myself and create with other people. So the fact that I get to like scratch 2 different itches in one day, like feels very good. Like I will be able to just like be very well rounded. And thank God the Harley match is first. I would hate to do the death match first and then be like, okay, I don't need to bleed all over your gear, but I'm a little fucked up right now. So I can just start with her. Kind of, I don't want to say she's a warm up, because I'm not underestimating her at all. I've watched her matches. She's been in the ring with people. I know people. I've wrestled. So she's by no means a warm-up. However, she is, you know, my first obstacle and my first, like, all right, get ready, get in the mindset to go and open these fucking mystery boxes.
He does.
I'll see you after the podcast. What do you want? 20, 30?
Don't hide.
A quid? What is it?
So, you've just mentioned like Harley being one of the people you want to wrestle in the UK. Is there anyone else who like really stands out that you really want to wrestle?
Oh my God, there's so many people. I want Pussy versus Lycos Jim.
Yeah.
I want to throw those things around and eat them alive.
Man to those wolves.
Fuck them. I was supposed to wrestle Lana Austin, and she bitched out. She said she didn't want to wrestle me. What the hell is up with that? I should be Progress Women's Champion right now, for being honest. What the hell? And now TNT is on the Progress Network thing. Good plug. Look at me. So I would love to wrestle Lana because I didn't get to. Rio, oh my God, there's another one.
I love Rio.
I loved Rio, and then I finally met her 2 weeks ago, and then I saw her fucking go off the balcony this week, and I went, come on, let's go. It would be so fun. So yeah, definitely, those are like the top of my list here.
So you mentioned.
I already wrestled Lizzie. She's great. I'm gonna wrestle her again.
Yeah.
She won. I gotta get my lip back.
Lizzie's a menace.
She is.
She's a menace.
Yeah, so you mentioned Buzzy earlier. That was obviously your factory in Coyote. So can you tell us a bit about how you guys first met and how Buzzy came about? Is it possible to tell us, sorry?
We met. We would meet in passing. Obviously, we don't live near each other, but I feel like again, this is somebody I saw on the internet. I liked what he was doing. I knew Effie when his screen name was Kill Effie. Back in the day when he was Kill Effie, and I would see stuff and I'd be like, this is great. This is my kind of wrestling. This is my kind of shit. We met at a show in Atlanta. We were in the same match. We just talked about it the other day. We were like, girl, we were in the same match. Do you remember that? What the fuck? And I had like a Polaroid where I was like, can I please like take a photo of you? Like, I think you're so great. And I like, took this photo of him on the stairwell and it just stayed there. And then he finally, we got to GCW at the same time. Like I believe his first match in GCW was against Orange Cassidy in Nashville. And I was randomly on that show. That's when I was living out of my car. So I was like, I live wherever you need me to live. So if the show's in Nashville, I can fucking be in Nashville. And I did. I went to Nashville. And they just put me in a scramble. It was cool, but like I got to see him again there. And I was like, this is great. And so then we started getting really close to more GCW shows we did. And then we finally formed a tag team like the summer of 2020. So wow, we're going to be 3-year anniversary this year. I love that.
That's amazing. And obviously you're coming over for Big Lunch later in the year. This is the first time I've
raise your hands, baby.
on your weekend as well, so it's going to be a hell of a party.
What could possibly go wrong?
So how does it feel to bring Big Lunch to the UK?
I am so I'm buzzing, right? Yeah, I'm buzzing thinking about it. Yeah. I'm so excited. So we have brunch in LA, and that's going to be hectic, crazy, etc. And then we'll have brunch here in May, and I'm so excited because already brunch is great because it's a chance to show off all this talent that maybe, again, like I said about women's wrestling earlier, sometimes they don't get the spot. Like you go to a wrestling show and there's like, don't get me wrong, everybody's great. There's a reason why they're booked, but there's like so many of like the same dude. And it's like, let's just have a show to showcase these people and show why they should have those spots as well. So already Big Gay Brunch is amazing for doing that, but now we get to do it here with a whole slew of new gay faces that people haven't seen. And I'm excited because of Big Gay Brunch and how well known it is. A bunch of people in America are now going to see all these UK wrestlers that they've never heard of before. And so already they're going to get a chance here to shine, but in America they're going to get a chance to shine, and then hopefully they'll come over and they'll be on all the different brunches, and it's just going to help that community and wrestling in general grow. Like it's like, you help me, I help you. It's like this is how it's supposed to be.
So
Basic bitch. Okay.
You're wrestling basic. This isn't a basic bitch. This is actually about Big Gay Brunch.
Oh,
so
right.
you're wrestling the United Queendom at Big Gay Brunch. Boo. What are your thoughts on that? And like, Are you happy you're giving Shay, Monet and Visage that kind of limelight?
You know what's fucked up is I was so excited to meet them and to watch Effie in that match, and they were so cool and they were so nice. And then Visage had to fuck it all up. And it's like I know that the Queen died when we came over. Like the Queen died like the week we were here. That by no means that they get to step up and call themselves the Queendom at all. What makes them the Queendom? I would love to know. What are they doing and what have they done other than get in the way, be bitches? Like honestly, we could have been great. We could have been something nice. We could have been like just all these towels, gaying it up. But instead, now I have to beat their asses. And I don't want to. Who wants to do that?
We don't even have a queen anymore.
What?
We don't even have a queen anymore.
I know. And so they want to say that they're the queen. That's worse. I'd rather have no queen than call them the queen.
Well,
Am I going to get in trouble for this?
Nah. I'm a resident here. I'll get done for trees and not you. So, what are you most proud of so far in your career? Back to basic bitch.
I feel like maybe the thing I'm most proud of is that I've gotten to run shows. I was able to book and run an all-women show and showcase talent and show how good that these girls that I feel like are overlooked. Because I don't want to boo-hoo me because an excuse is an excuse at the end of the day, and you are your worst enemy, and you're the only thing that's in your way. And I came up thinking oh, I should be where this girl is, or oh, why am I not getting chances, and etc. And looking back, and it's well, Allison, you could have done this, you could have done this, you could have done this. And so the fact that I was able to just kind of cut in and show these girls, you do deserve a spot. Here's the confidence to keep going. And now you know you can do it, so let's work harder together to make sure we keep those spots together, as opposed to these people who may not work hard enough or given this or etc. That felt really good. And I would love to do it again. I'd love to run an all-women show again. And I would say getting to do Hammerstein is probably a very proud, big moment. Getting to be with some of my closest friends and colleagues and sell at Hammerstein. Some of the most tickets that Hammerstein's ever done as well. And get to wrestle literally my dream match in front of all those people. I still look at that very fondly.
Cool. And obviously, looking through your sort of career today, you've wrestled pretty much everyone. There's been some real dream opponents. Are there any matches or opponents that you hold in that you're really proud of, that you're really glad you got to wrestle, just really stand out looking back?
So the Ruby Soho match, obviously, I hold very close. That's somebody I looked up to right when I started wrestling. She's who I wanted to be. I was she does Shakara, she does the fun, goofy stuff, but she wrestles all the boys too, and she wrestles all the girls, and she looks different, and she has tattoos. I love watching wrestling, but all the women I saw on TV did not look like me. I was oh. I have short hair and tattoos and I look like this. I don't think I'll ever make it. And then I saw this person be very successful and I was hell yeah. And that's why things like representation matters. That's why we need to see more gay wrestlers, more black wrestlers, more women. Because that made me feel okay, I can do this. I should sign up for the school. So Ruby, obviously, I love every time I've gotten to wrestle Jordan Grace or Kylie Ray. I feel a better wrestler every time. I feel I get to actually sit in those moments and enjoy those matches instead of being oh fuck, are we fucking up? Or oh, what's next? What do we got? Oh fuck, I got a match. Let me go. Sorry, that was just right. But no, all those matches I get to really sit and soak in and enjoy. I got to wrestle Ricky Starks one time.
So that's one of Gabe's favorite wrestlers.
Yeah. That's a minor. I saw it. Look at my shirt. Let's go. I got to wrestle Ricky Starks one time a long time ago, and I still hold that super dear and near. And I wish we could do it again. I wish and pray one day, because we're two completely different people and two different wrestlers now. But he gave me a crazy powerbomb and he hit me with his ass. I definitely saw that asshole that day.
Oh wow.
We became very close friends that day.
I love Ricky Starks.
God bless.
I've just got loads of questions about Ricky Starks.
What?
I've just got loads to ask about Ricky Starks.
Do you want to know what his asshole looks like? Is that what you're going to ask me? I'm not interested.
I wasn't going to. So I'm going to ask a basic bitch question to change the subject. Any advice for people who want to get into this?
Don't.
Right, let's get back to Ricky's arsehole.
Honestly, like, it's like, you really need to want to do this. It is subjective. It's like, I was good in school, okay? Like, I made good grades, and you were able to quantify that. You were able to go, great, I studied, I did well, I got a 100, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Wrestling is not that. Wrestling is subjective, so you'll have one person who's like, yes, you should do it this way. And then you go somewhere else and they go, why the fuck are you doing it like that, you idiot? Do it this way. And you go, whoa. And then you go somewhere else and they go, wow, you suck. Well, you should do it this way. And you're like, what the fuck is right? There's no right or wrong in wrestling. And that is the hardest part about it. So if you want to do wrestling, you need to have thick skin and you need to be able to take it all in, figure out what works for you, and filter out the rest and go, yeah, thank you so much, and then move on and just shut up. You need to be able to listen, figure out what's good, what's bad, and then just don't say anything half the time. Just, what do they say? They say, ears open, mouth shut. You gotta learn that really quick sometimes. And it sucks because I hate taking shit, and I want to tell everybody to fuck off. And I have, and that's probably why I'm not on TV. So I've been very good lately.
So I'm going to ask a question, but before I do, thank you to the audience. You can just vote for Troy to talk something to people on stage, just over by him. He knows what I'm talking about. While I'm getting ready, Allie, you've been to the UK a few times now.
This is my third time.
So what, is there anything in particular you've tried here for the first time? Any food, any drink, any part of the UK culture that you really enjoy?
Effie loves mushy peas.
If I had to, fuck off. If I had to hear Effie talk about mushy peas one more time, I'd kill myself. Oh! Okay, so I did have to say, your food is bad.
How dare you?
So by special request of Aaron on the podcast, he said, please make sure they try some iron brew.
So I'll give you that to look up.
So this is iron brew. It's the original wrestling iron brew.
Okay, but can you tell me what it is? Like, what the fuck is this?
Don't worry about it.
Alright.
Street kids, nice.
And so you can take your first impressions.
It might be alright. I don't know.
Jeez, bro.
What? So just put on it.
I'm fucking scared.
Are we gonna give it out as well?
Oh, that's just like cream soda. You guys made me scared. I was very scared.
Oh no, it looks like submarine cleaner, but it
It looks like
tastes.
an orange soda. This literally tastes like cream soda. This is not bad. Scotland, yeah.
Scotland!
Where's Paul Mescal from? Is he Scottish? Paul Mescal. Does he like Nuremberg? Paul, if you're watching, I love you.
Drew McIntyre's from there.
Oh. Cheers, Drew.
So we've also, while on this Allie drinks with in section,
Yeah, here we go. New segment, everyone.
We've also just been handed a
You have to do it like an
vodka
influencer.
drink.
You have to.
If you'd like to give that a go, maybe.
You can keep that if you want, I don't want that.
Well, you gotta trade it. Oh god. Is this WKD? What is this?
Don't worry about it.
I had WKD and that shit. We don't like WKD? Just kidding, man. Fuck WKD, bro.
Oh, that tastes chaos.
Alright, what is this?
Oh, why are you handing me things? Fucking hell, tasty.
It's just anything can happen.
I got told I was giving her one drink. Drink. Yes, I mate. No, that means you got to down it. That means you got to drink it
I
all.
forgot I did this in the map.
We like to drink with Allie, because Allie is our mate. Oh, what are you doing now? If you'd like to know it's at 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, whoa, man.
That wasn't bad to be fair.
That was alright.
Did you like that? Did you get that burp?
The
Listen, when I did it, listen, some people started doing that when I wrestled Session Off. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on, just like right now, but for some reason, you know, I don't know, a past life kicked in and went, drink the fucking drink. and I started chugging it, and I finished it before it stopped, and afterwards, Session Off was like, thank God you did that. Because that's what you're supposed to do. And man, they would beat the shit out of you if you didn't finish that drink. And I was like, I was in the fucking ring with you. Of course I was gonna finish the goddamn drink. I'm no bitch.
We have been handed one more thing from a member of the audience.
That was like bubble gum.
Anyone would like to? This is pussy energy drink.
That looks like a Red Bull, but I bet it's not.
It's pussy. It's pussy.
Pussy, natural energy.
We like to drink it, Allie.
Holy fuck. Why is it called this?
It's probably Polish, I'd guess.
Does it taste like pussy?
I don't believe that.
Oh, well. I don't think it tastes like pussy. But it doesn't taste bad. But pussy also doesn't taste bad either. However, this does not taste like pussy. But thank you. What is this? Why? You're allowed to... Come on.
It's an energy drink, apparently. It revitalizes you.
And
Apparently.
pussy does revitalize me, let me tell you.
Yeah.
God bless. I didn't get any yesterday at OMG, but we got tonight, alright?
But you're not hoping to give you all the energy for your wrestling extravaganza tomorrow.
I'm not gonna listen.
That'll give you enough energy to kill Harley Hudson.
This is great. This is gonna give me energy. This is gonna bring me back down. Oh my god. No, I can't have Harley see me drink a pussy energy drink, okay? Please, she's gonna go. What the fuck is this? What are you doing?
Fan questions. Sorry. Fan questions.
The fuck am
Anyway,
I?
Allie, before we move on to some audience questions, is there anything else you'd like to sort of go by? Like a promo quickly before we have a good song today, or?
That's my promo with that bird. I don't know. What do I have to say? I'm so thankful and grateful that I get to come to the UK and not only just wrestle, but I also get to meet people, I get to hang out, I get to do things like this, and people genuinely want to see me and hang out with me and talk to me as well. I'll never forget, and I'll never get over the fact that, I don't want to say I'm a draw, but I'll never get over the fact that people want to connect with me, because at the end of the day, wrestling is about connecting, whether it be in the ring or out of the ring. I know a lot of you probably made friends because of wrestling. A lot of you probably have friends who are like, hey, let's watch this, let's go to this show together, etc., etc. So the fact that y'all made friends with each other, the fact that y'all want to come and listen to me bullshit and watch me drink dumb shit, it really, it puts things in perspective for you at the end of the day. And so I thank y'all for that.
Well, one last thing before we go to the crowd and get some questions. Do you have anything that you want to say to Cole Roderick? Because you might need them in the final.
I only want questions. Please, no more drinks. Do not hand me a drink. Hand me a question.
Bruce, not alcoholic, it's fine.
I know, it's making me burp still.
No, Iron Brew's the worst.
I'm burping. I can't pick up bitches like this.
No.
God bless.
Before we get into the list of individual questions, do you have any, like, tomorrow night in DOA, you might meet Cole Roderick in the tournament for someone? You might meet Cole Roderick, and he's right here, right now. You've got a microphone, he doesn't have a microphone.
No, fucking Cole Roderick. I doubt I'll see Cole Roderick. And if I do, I'm going to see him in an alleyway drunk, crying because he lost.
Are you going to 1-inch punch him again?
I should, right? Oh, 1-inch punch the shit out of you, dude.
He nearly died last time.
He should have. Okay.
I'll do this question, yeah.
Alright, so Jay's gonna just wander around now. If you've got a question, put your hand up and Jay will come over with the mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
There you go.
Stay a
Oh,
while.
Both
Sit down.
3 rounds.
Sit down.
I was going to give it to him so I can go for a piss.
You bitch.
Hi, Allie.
Hi.
Are you looking forward to your matches on Luxembourg?
Wait, say it again. What?
Are you looking forward to your matches on Luxembourg?
Yeah, yes. I'm like I said, like I'm very excited to wrestle her. 1, like we've never wrestled before. 2, I've watched her stuff. 3, like it's cool when you can get on like the ground floor with somebody. Like she's definitely one of those people. She's like a Billy Starks. Like they're about to take the fuck off. So yeah. So the fact that I get to wrestle her before she's famous and be like, hey, remember when we wrestled, brother? Well, remember me? Remember me?
Oh, yeah.
I get to do that soon, you know?
Hello.
Who's talking?
My name is Johnny.
Hello,
I
Johnny.
just wondering if your match is sent off, will you bring that knife back again? And also, if you're not going to finish it, can I make the rest of that iron rupees?
For you, man.
What, are you chugging the iron brew?
Enjoy.
We like to drink with our feet because our feet is our nice. And when we drink with our feet, we like to get it done. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey! I didn't expect that to happen. I like that.
Hi. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
Why don't you like Mr. Bobby?
No. He's not here. He's not here. He's not here.
Please no! Please no! He's coming. Listen.
Cancel Bobby!
Okay, as a kid, I don't know. Did y'all watch Barney? Okay, I didn't like Barney growing up. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Barney's cursed as fuck.
Barney's like, yeah, okay. Oh, and Blobby's not. But
Blobby.
exactly. I said Blobby, and look what the fuck just happened.
Blobby is also cursed.
Look what the fuck just happened.
Sorry about that.
So obviously I'm not from
I
here,
don't know what happened
and
there.
I just get on Twitter, and all of a sudden, all of my UK friends are in a battle royal with this weird pink fuck, and they're taking photos with him like he's the Undertaker, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? He looks so scary. Like,
Oh, he's so cursed.
This was like some Black Mirror shit to me. And then, of course, everyone they smell the fear on me, and then they just start
It ain't
posting
great.
gifts. And the gifts are like, I'm coming for you. I'm like, that is really scarier. Like, you're not helping his case, bro. Like, he seems very scary and not good for children. So, that's my problem, Mr. Bobby. Look at him. He's fucking scary.
Just on one as well. Because the iron root, and I think that's the person.
Give him my pussy. What's the song? What's the song?
We like to drink with this guy because this guy is our mate. When we drink with this guy, oh, he's sorry, he's sorry.
You finished. You finished early on my pussy.
Oh, did you have another can? Did you have another can of pussy? Right. Give him that. He's drinking that. All right, go get the question.
Hi. Oh, don't be scared. Wait. Shut up over there. Go ahead.
shit.
I know, crazy, right? She's really cool about it. She's, you know, she got back on her feet. So she has a prosthetic that like is a foot, and then it goes all the way up to here. And so me and Effie, we wrestled in Texas, where I'm from, and I remember telling Effie, I said, Effie, this is my fucking match, this is my city, etc. I'm pulling out all the stops, and I want to do everything. And so, first of all, my mom did a tornado DDT. Flawlessly, might I fucking add? What the fuck? Crazy gift. My mom made a tornado DDT.
Ollie's move!
Her name is Billy Ball. What a fucking worker name that is. Billy Ball. So she did a tornado DDT, and then Effie was trying to like rough her up and pull her out of the rings, and he ended up pulling her fucking foot off, and nobody saw that coming. Let me tell ya, nobody in that room. If you had that bingo card that had Allison's mom has a prosthetic foot that's coming on, you hit bingo. And so he pulled off her leg, didn't know what the fuck to do, and then just knocked me in the head with it. And I said, can someone please help my mom out the fucking ring? Already, it's like, if you're not a wrestler, it's kind of hard getting out the ring. It's like awkward to like, it's like getting off the bar. Now my mom has only one foot to do it. I said, somebody please help her. Get her the fuck out of here. So yeah, it was good times. It was a fun time, honestly. She had a great time. She loved it. People bought her a ton of drinks. And then I had to go, okay, you need to go now because you're getting a little too many drinks. And a little too many people are talking to you and looking at you. I need you to... So one of the wrestlers in the locker room was like, wow, you guys have the same smile. You guys look so much like each other. And I'm like, that's enough! Get on! Yeah! So that was fun.
Hi. How does it feel to be like such an icon for LGBTQ wrestling?
It's so hard to feel like I'm an icon. Like I don't want to like put that on my back and say that I am, but to feel like I do get to represent and I do get to fill a slot and that I do get to have a voice for people and speak up for others. I think it's nice to be able to finally speak up for others. Because when I was first coming in, and I'd be in the locker rooms, and there'd be dudes like saying the F slur and saying gross and dumb shit, and I'd just be sitting there biting my tongue like, ooh, I can't fucking wait until I'm somebody, because I'm gonna fuck your life up, dude. You treated people like shit. Wait! I can't wait till I'm at the top and I get to go, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You were all bad people. Now you don't get to have a say. And so I'm glad that I wanted to always use my power for good. Like, I've always wanted to be like rich and famous so that I could infiltrate the pieces of shit and go, ha, fooled you. You thought I was an asshole. You're the asshole. I'm using my money on good things. Love you guys.
Hi, Allie. Oh, Jesus.
You're the sound guy!
Is this a single?
What I would like to ask you is, right, so we've got something around these parts called scrum, right? So scrum basically is a great meal or
Like food.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I want to ask you, what is your perfect scrum after a show?
Like a snack.
Oh, okay. So lately, my go-to, I love a Mountain Dew or a Coca-Cola after I'm at it. I don't know what it is, but it's like you know, like the old sitcoms when like the dad gets home and he needs like the beer on the cat, like, oh my god, I gotta imagine I have a cold soda, I'm like, and Reese's Pieces. I don't know, just the chocolate and like that's like my go-to cheat. Like on a Sunday after I'm done doing all the wrestling and I don't have to be in my underwear in front of people anymore, I want a Mountain Dew Code Red and Reese's.
We might have to change that tonight.
Why?
Because kebabs are a thing.
Oh, kebabs are fine. It's protein, girl. That's not bad. I did have really, really bad kebabs last night.
Where'd you go?
So I don't remember where I went, but I had really bad.
We'll change that. We'll change that.
So please redeem it for me, will you?
Both of them.
The bread was bad. I had Alex's special sauce, and it was weird. It wasn't just chicken; it was chicken and like it was bad.
We'll get you a good look.
Please.
I was about to tell you, not giving the hands progress.
No, I have both still. I didn't get to give everyone this. Sorry. Wait, you also the Tories shirt?
Yeah.
Listen, I got my memory is Wait, okay, I'll answer the first one. Sky Stinson, just fucking, flirt with her, make her, embarrassed and uncomfortable.
I love Sky
When we saw our
Stinson.
progress, you shake hands with everybody, I immediately, which I said, I immediately kissed her on the hand. She went, I said, hey, Sky. And what was the second one that you said? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not chop people unless whenever. Looks like Cole Radrick wants to. Oh, you want me to chop Cole? Oh, damn.
I'll chop you. I'll do a
I'll
chop.
chop you, but Cole will.
Troy knows. I told them if Cole gets mentioned to come up, play it. Our president! Oh, my president!
Oh, there you go.
Cole, 1 inch punch him instead. I know it'd be funny though. It's on the insurance.
Cole, don't be a geek about it. Just do it.
Cole, kill him! I want to go. Wow. Stay safe.
Right on that note, I think it's probably like the sort of wrapping up. Before we go, anything you want to say?
Where can people find you on social media and all that?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm the Allie Katch. On Twitter, I'm just Allie Katch. Ow. Please come see me tomorrow. Please, give me all the energy you can so I can win this fucking tournament and beat Harley. I gotta potentially wrestle 4 matches tomorrow, so please, fuck, I'm gonna be tired. Don't give me any pussy. Please, no pussy. Give me good vibes, because then I also have to get on a plane and go back to New Jersey and wrestle in a cage match on Sunday in time travel. So,
tomorrow, that's the ignition for Charlie Hudson. And then tomorrow night, your next DOA champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Allie Katch.
DOA!